Halifax.
En matière de lutte au changement climatique,
in terms of climate change, developing countries require assistance from richer countries to fulfill their commitments. In this regard, Canada ranks last. While Canada goes to Doha empty-handed, CO2 emissions hit record levels last year. Without any effective national policies, there won't be an international treaty. Do the Conservatives realize the urgency of taking action here and abroad? The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Canadians wake up in the morning, they switch on their lights to electricity that's produced from some of the cleanest sources in the world, and under regulations that regulate coal-fired plants, Mr. Speaker. They also drive vehicles that will be 50% more efficient than they were when our government took office. Mr. Speaker, under our government, even though Canada only produces 2% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions, our government has seen a stabilization and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions for the first time ever. Mr. Speaker, this is our government's track record on climate change.
The honourable member for Halifax.
Mr. Speaker, being ranked last in the developed world is nothing to be proud of, and it's our children who are going to pay the biggest price for Conservative inaction. The head of climate talks had a clear message for those who think that it's a problem they can put off. Quote, "The door is closing fast because the pace and scale of inaction is simply not yet where it must be." Exactly how much of the Arctic melting will it take before the Conservatives stop stalling?
Excellent. Parliamentary Secretary, Minister Lee Martin.
Well, Mr. Speaker, our government's track record with regard to international talks has been to encourage an agreement where all major emitters come to the table. We need to make sure that emitters like China, India, and Brazil come to the table so that we don't have an agreement where only 13% of the world's emissions are covered. Mr. Speaker, we've also contributed hundreds of millions of dollars, which are seeing increased soil fertility, which are seeing food security, which are seeing reforestation in developing vulnerable countries, Mr. Speaker. Canada is a world leader on the global stage when it comes to climate change.
Here, here.